Hello. Portrait progress is going amazing, so let's take a look at the sketchbooks and see what you all were up to yesterday. And the first shout out goes to Taylor. Check out this progression. Here's Taylor's first attempt at her portrait. Taylor really is getting her sizes and positions figured out. The facial features are getting more and more accurate. Huge shout out to Taylor. Shout out to Rod. Rod has a killer start here. Look at the accuracy of those hoodie shapes and ear shapes. Excellent work. Shout out to Cade. Nailed that jawline, that face shape. Shout out to Isaac. Jason Statham is coming along amazingly. Check out that ear. Dead on accurate. Lip shapes, perfect. Shout out to Chelsea. Chelsea is tackling a really detailed, complex scene here, and she's getting it. Shout out to Erin. Now, Erin is another student who has made some insane progress. This was her first portrait. And then check out the one that she did yesterday of Carrie Underwood, I believe. Insane. So much. And shout out to Kyle for this small but insanely accurate portrait of Pyrocynical. Shout out to Curtis. Curtis went bold, went straight at this one with the pen. That means he couldn't erase. This is very accurate considering that Curtis had to get every line right first try and couldn't go back and erase any of it. Next for second go on Johnny Cash, really getting that lip shape accurate. Shout out to Lath for working out the head shape of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, starting in on that mouth shape. Shout out to Gabe, who's meticulously working out all of his outline shapes. They are dead on accurate. Can't wait to see what it looks like when he fills in those facial features. Shout out to Nathan for really taking his time, mapping out all those sizes, getting that outline accurate. Shout out to Kaylee for starting to work on her shading, finding those little patches of shadows, filling them in accurately. Shout out to Guillermo for drawing Ice Cube. Shout out to Jonathan. Accurate face shape, accurate eye shapes, excellent work. Shout out to Jason. Melina, who broke through yesterday. Nailed that outline, so accurate. Today she's ready to add those facial features. Really stepped her game up. Shout out to Julia. This portrait is going excellent. Shout out to Kimberlyn. This portrait is excellent. Look at that eye shapes. Closed eyes can be tricky. Kimberlyn's really matched it well there. And the teeth are actually really well done. Teeth look kind of weird until you shade them. They stand out a little bit too much, but once you shade in the darkness around them, it'll mellow them out. But those teeth shapes, I can tell they're based on observation. Those lip shapes, that nose. Shout out to Maeve. She made some more progress on the horse's head. Check that out. Putting in a lot of work on this one. He got the jacket right, got the tilt of the head right. Shout out to Liz. Check out that eye shape. Shout out to Yosman for this portrait. Shout out to Michelle. So excited to see that everybody has really mastered getting their outlines. Can't wait to see you guys go in and get those accurate eyes and noses and mouths and really bring these people to life. Shout out to Brooklyn for really getting those eyebrow shapes dead on accurate in the right location. Shout out to Morgan, really capturing Billie Eilish's eyes. Shout out to Braden, way to really fill the page and draw that portrait in a large size. Shout out to Jasmine, who has finished her portrait, shading and all. Amazing work. Big shout out to Jasmine. Shout out to Megan. Megan really broke through yesterday, started to see those face shapes and lines, use her visual brain. This outline is killer. And shout out to Braden, who finished off the face on Juice WRLD. Let's check out how things are going in 7th period. Shout out to Mia. This is an excellent example of an accurate outline. Cannot wait to see what those eyes and nose and mouth shapes look like. Shout out to Aiden. Shout out to Sophia. Shout out to Zach. Big shout out to Katie for representing art legend Bob Ross. Amazing work on that so far. Shout out to Savannah. Shout out to Karen. Great job on that jacket. Shout out to Destiny. I'm almost positive this is Destiny's. There wasn't a name on it, but this work is amazing. Look at that head shape. Look at all those lines. Everything's dead on. Big shout out. Shout out to Lily. Shout out to Anna. And shout out to Javen. Wow, you all are killing it. To finish these up, remember to check and make sure you draw everything in the right location by measuring it out with your pencil or eyeballing out the location with your eyes, and then using that blind contour skill to draw it out in the right shape. Once you have all that done, you'll shade it accurately, and these things are going to be amazing. We'll hang them up in the hallway. The school's going to go crazy for it. Before you start on your drawing, though, I want to show you one final example of one of my favorite musicians, Aphex Twin, otherwise known as Richard D. James. He's one of the most creative and innovative electronic music producers out there.
I love it down here. It's so peaceful, but I know that after a while that wears a bit thin and you just get really bored and want to go and buy some records and go out and stuff. I mean, there is some music scene, but it's nothing that I was interested in. But it's just out of boredom, really, which is the best way to do music, I think, when you've got nothing else to do. I mean, most of my friends didn't really know I made music because I just used to do everything else. Because I'm a real, nerd, like computer nerd. I didn't really want anyone to listen to it. And my friends started liking it, and it sort of grew and grew.
When it comes to music, I just do whatever I feel like doing. I don't feel held down to one type of music. I've been trying to make my stuff on the surface seem really accessible, but also to have hidden sort of complexity underneath, a bit more depth, but so it doesn't become a headache to listen to. I like in the night, sort of after about 1 o'clock in the morning, and it's quiet. When you're asleep, making sounds in your head, trying to work out songs. Sometimes get little ideas for a little melody. I only make music for myself. It's a relation between just me and making music, and there's no other factor that interrupts it at all. So press and what anybody else says is totally irrelevant.
And the Grammy goes to Aphex Twin.
Aphex Twin.
When you sell worldwide, 100,000 or whatever, just can't imagine it. 100,000 people buying my music. It's pretty bizarre.
It's only supposed to be a small thing, but it's sort of going big time now, and it's a bit weird to sort of deal with it, really.
I've got to be creating stuff all the time, otherwise I'd go pretty mad. I never really wanted to be part of any scene. I just wanted to make music that sounded different and wasn't like anything else that I'd heard before. I just like to make music. I don't like to really sort of talk about it much. Electronic music isn't meant to be talked about, really. And whereas rock music and music with lyrics is more sort of directed towards, you can talk about it and stuff because songs have got meanings, and whereas electronic music's more abstract. I think it sort of undermines it when you start talking about it, really.
To draw Aphex Twin, I'm going to start with a blind contour. Then I'm going to go into my realistic drawing. After I finish the line drawing, I'll begin shading it on the top left, and I'll show you all the finished shading tomorrow.